Hey everybody, welcome to Integrals of Trig Functions. Now this isn't the basic trig functions. These are going to be when you have a chain rule that you have to account for. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at these 6 beautiful new rules. So here's some more rules. And these all have chains in them, okay? When you have like sine of a to the x, cosine of a to the x, notice how everything is divided by a, because that's going to account for the chain there, okay? And notice how one function that's conveniently missing is the integral of tangent, which we'll talk about much later on. Okay, so much later in the unit. So here are 6 trig rules for each of these. For example, the integral of cosine of a to the x dx is equal to sine of a to the x divided by a plus c. And the easiest way to figure out, hey, did I do this right or am I doing this right, is just take the derivative of this, right? A is just a constant, so that's what we're going to be using today. 6 rules here. Good, 6 rules, and we're just going to do a couple of examples for you, okay? So I only have like 4 examples. Okay, so let's look. So example, let's integrate sine to the sine of 5x, okay? So let me just fix my paper here. Okay, so we're going to integrate sine of 5x dx, okay? Well, that's just equal to, if you think about the rule that you're going to use, it's going to be negative cosine of ax over a plus c. Okay, so when we do this, okay, we're going to use negative cosine. Our a value is 5, so negative cosine of 5x over 5, because if we took that derivative, we took the derivative of this, we want sine of 5x, but if we did that, we'd have an extra 5. We got to get rid of that. Okay, we don't want 5 sine of 5x, we just want sine of 5x. So there's our rule, plus c, and we're done. Okay, sounds like this, looks like this blue marker's done too. All right, so secant squared of 3x. Okay, so secant squared of 3x, okay, if we look at that, you can think about what's the derivative, what function gives you a derivative of secant squared? Well, it's tangent. So you're going to have tan of ax over a plus c. That's the rule, okay? And so now you just plug in. So this becomes tangent of 3x over 3 plus c. Don't forget our constant of integration there. Okay. The third example is cosine. So cosine, when we look at that, is the integral of that is sine of a to the x, or sine of ax over a plus c. In this case, a is pi. So you're going to have sine of pi x over pi plus c. Okay, and we've got one more to show you here, and it's blank. No, there's our last one, secant here. Secant tangent, okay, so what function is secant x to the x over 2 tangent of x over 2? And I got to cheat sometimes and look at my rules. So that's going to be secant ax over a plus c. Now, here's the thing. We plug that in, we're going to have secant of x over 2 divided by 1/2 plus c. So you can simplify that up and put just 2 secant of x over 2 plus c. So those are 4 examples of trig functions. Now that's with if you have a trig function that has a composite in it. There's tons of other rules, but these are just some more basic rules when you have trig functions that have compositions. So if you have any questions or comments, let me know, and we'll see you next time.